Hi folks, this is all the fruit. I'm in Penang Botanic Garden in Malaysia. And yeah, right now I'm not sure what this is. It don't seem to be in the fruit season. There is basically nothing fruiting around here. So when I saw this tree with those blackish fruit, I thought, wow, finally something I could try. And then look at that. No label at this tree. This is an area where most trees are labeled, but not this one. Well, let's look at it. In this species, it's not so easy to recognize, but if you look closely, you'll realize that the flowers are a little bit propeller-like. And that screams Apocynaceae. Apocynaceae. Yes, Apocynaceae. Well, a notoriously toxic family. So pretty much the only fruit around here is of a notoriously toxic family. Despite the fact that there are almost no fruit, except on this one tree, the monkeys don't seem to eat it. Very encouraging, folks. A toxic family and not even the monkeys want to touch it. But as you can see, everything else is barren. We are in a drought here. The gardeners are watering the lawn here, and it's in a very sheltered, lush valley, but even here it's getting brown. Out in the capital of Georgetown, all lawns are absolutely brown. Not a single green grass, and the first little trees and shrubs are starting to die. Well, let's see, here in this Penang Botanic Garden, there is some Apocynaceae fruit. That's what it looks when it's on the sun. Basically bluish, grayish, almost blackish. Well, let's see what this is. Oh, look. The nice milky sap, so typical for Apocynaceae and a lot of other toxic families. The fruit is quite dry. Let's try this. Oh yeah, really dry. Look at that. Just a teeny tiny bit of flesh surrounding a big seed. Quite tasteless, and when I bit into the flesh, lots of milky sap coming out from everywhere. Slightly bitter, but not really bitter. I was afraid it would be very bitter. Strange. I guess this fruit is usually being eaten by some birds. However, birds usually prefer juicier fruit. Interesting. Well, what else can I say? Dry. Almost no bitterness. There is just a teeny tiny trace. I might even be imagining it. I didn't taste anything specific, but since my spit was turned purple, I guess that, yeah, I must have gotten enough of the fruit juices into my mouth to taste something, but no, it's pretty much tasteless, maybe a tiny bit bitter, but I'm not so sure about that anymore. Dry, despite all the milky sap. No idea what this is. And folks, again, a big warning, never eat fruit you don't know. And never eat fruit from the Apocynaceae family if you are not 100% sure they're edible. Never eat any fruit if you're not 100% sure they're edible. Don't walk around like me and stuff everything in your mouth. You're gonna regret it sooner or later. I did regret it already a couple times in my life. Got a couple fruit poisoning a couple times. And yeah, stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful botanic garden of Penang, if I manage to find any more fruit. And don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe.